listeners from Houston, Texas, United States of America, Nigeria, Africa, and around the world. This is Smart Madu Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International, reporting from Houston, Texas. Today is the 21st day of January 2025, and it's a historic day, a day after the inauguration of President Donald J. Trump as the 47th President of the United States. And what am I celebrating today? I'm going to be talking about Donald Trump in my next broadcast. I'll be coming in a few hours. I'm celebrating something very, very powerful and something very inspiring. Yes, the decriminalization of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, my mentor, my father in the Pan African endeavor. I am so happy that we came to this moment, nearly 100 years after his demise. The truth cannot be silenced. It validates what we are doing as a younger generation of Pan Africans, and this is a historic moment, especially for me, and a student of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Yes, what a day! And the day coincides with the Martin Luther King Jr. Day holiday. January 20th, every day, and the change of baton from one president to another in the United States. I am so pleased by this historic moment and this act of magnanimity by ex-President Joe Biden, who made it happen. Yes, he was not pardoned. I don't. The language they used was pardon. You pardon a criminal. This man did not do anything but advance the cause of the African people here, starting from this same spot where I am here in the United States. Here, I see the reason why some people nickname me the new Garvey. Yes, he started his work here. He did a lot of his work here. And born in Jamaica, moved here in the United States and created the biggest black movement that ever existed to this moment, with no access to the mainstream media, no WhatsApp, no TikTok, no Facebook, nothing. This man built a 6 million strong black African movement here on the surface of the world, here in the United States. And that was where the agitation in the 1900s, the agitation for the decolonization of Africa started. I stand today to say a huge thank you to Joe Biden and a huge thank you, huge thank you to Marcus Mosiah Garvey for his the work that he started. The work is still ongoing. We're not there yet, and I believe that we're going to get there. Hey, Andy, thank you very much. How are you? Yes. And Princess Laura, thank you. All right, how are you? Okay, so that is what we are doing. I am celebrating Marcus Garvey and thanking President Joe Biden for decriminalizing him nearly 100 years after he was framed and jailed for mail fraud that he did not commit. Yes, and Bob Marley put it in a song. A lot of singers, who understood the pioneering work of his Pan-African work, always giving credit. And I'm adding to the list of those because he inspires me seriously as a young Pan-African. Thank you. And thank you, yes, for Martin Luther King Jr. Yes, he was a student of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey inspired all of them, all of us, a generation of advocates for social and socio-economic justice for all people. Yes, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and a host of others, Robert Nesta Marley, Peter McIntosh, yes, and all of them that did great jobs in their own time. And they inspire us and they challenge us in our own generation to keep up with their work until there is justice for the black man and everybody on earth. Yeah, that's what we advocate today. And today marks that historic moment. I don't know how to express my joy about that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, thank you. I really appreciate all of you who are tuning in, and then please do share this message, to as many people, many persons as possible. Yes, it's a freezing cold here in Houston. As you can see, if you look behind me, there's a huge load of snow behind us. We don't see this often in Houston. So today, the city of Houston is, shut down to allow people to be with their families because of the road condition here. So I am coming out here to celebrate in this cold here in Houston. It's really pretty cold. You see the way I'm dressed and stuff like that. Yes, thank you, thank you. Controller Commando. Well, I don't have any time for you because you are disrespectful, and we're not going to tolerate your disrespect. I think you don't even deserve to be here, but I'm not going to give you a moment of my sweet time. I am so happy with the breakthrough here, and it unchains a lot of young men and women of color, to stand up for what is right, like Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and the rest of them. Sekou Toure, yeah, all of them stood up for the black man. And we must continue to stand, no matter how tough, no matter what stages and rages they put us through. We must continue to stand. We don't care what those who feel that we should not be on the surface of this earth, we don't care what they think or what they do. We are here. They can't stop us. And we will continue to thrive and grow stronger and stronger until we take over. And there's no going back on that. So whoever wants to cry, you are free to cry. Yeah, cry is free, so get over it when you finish. All right? Marcus Mosiah Garvey, born in Jamaica, moved to the United States, saw the condition here. He woke up, and that spirit, that strong African spirit, woke him up, and he started asking a lot of questions. Why, and all that. He started small, and they thought it was a joke. Some people told him, no, it was impossible. And he kept on believing that it was impossible. By the time he knew it, a huge movement is lining behind him, and he traveled around the world. The only place he wasn't able to get to was Africa. The Africa whose liberation he inspired. He couldn't get there because the oppressors would not allow him. Yeah, but his message got across and inspired a new generation of freedom fighters who fought with everything available to them to get independence. We are not yet dead because we want one thing, the total unification of Africa, to build one country with one economy, with one government, one military, and one central bank. And you know what that means with the resources Africa has. Nobody will be able to stop us again. We are getting there, but we are not quite there yet. A lot of work is required. And this journey is not a journey for only the Africans in Africa. The journey is all-encompassing, and it's a journey for all black people, whether you are children or descendants or slaves or not. Africa will be open to the whole of Africa. Yes, Africa will be great again. Just like Donald Trump, my friend, said, America will be great again. Then Africa will be great again. Africa will not be colonized again. Africa will be that expansive, beautiful land that will welcome people who want to do business, honest business. Africa will be a continent that will not be defined by hunger and starvation in the midst of their plenty. Africa will not be that continent of war anymore. Africa will be Africa. Africa will be home to all. That is what we want. It is snowing. It's snowing really bad here. It's snowing. It just stopped, but it's some deep snow and emitting a lot of cold here. You see how it is here. So it's I'm enjoying it, and a lot of people are enjoying it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, it is a snow day here, 2 days. They say we're gonna be receiving some more snow later tonight. So today and tomorrow there'll be no work here, and you know what that means. Yes, yes. So I'm excited. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, and my joy knows no bound. So Faith Grace, where are you from? Where are you joining from? Nigeria or where? What is it? What is the situation where you are? And everybody, thank you for your usual support. I really appreciate you coming on whenever we are online here. Okay. Oh, you are in America. Great, great. Which state in America? Good, good, good. Good to know that. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm so excited. I'm so happy about this decriminalization of a great man. Nearly 100 years after he died. Yes, nearly 100 years. Over 100 years after all his work on earth is such a great day. It's such a great day for me and millions of Africans, millions of black people, and millions of all those who love justice, social justice across the world. Marcus Garvey, Marcus Garvey is the first African prophet. Yes, yes. We love him. We love his work. He will love his contribution. We love the inspiration he provides for us on the battleground, battlefront, advocating for social justice for all peoples. This is great. I am loving it. I'm loving today. I'm loving this experience. I'm loving. Thank you, Joe Biden. If there's anything you did, This was the greatest thing you did in your 4 years as president of the United States. I'll say, how are you? How you doing? Hey, good to see you again. We are having a big snow here in Texas, and I just decided to come out. After being in the house for a very long time to see what it is outside. That's why I'm doing this from here. Thank you, and I appreciate you. Where are you joining from? All right, all right, all right. Yes, yes, Marcus Mosiah Garvey decriminalized. This is a big news. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, my mentor, yes, decriminalized. He did so much for the black race. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right, Faith. Thank you very much. It's nice knowing that. Please do share our broadcast and always join us. Thank you. I think I always see you when you join. Thank you very much. What is the situation in Nigeria right now? Although I'm inundated by the news of all the negative things that are happening in Nigeria, kidnapping and all the kind of craziness. The saddest one happened a few days ago. The tanker accident that claimed over 70 lives. Yes, because of our country's rudderlessness. Thank you, Deborah. How are you? How are you? Thank you for joining. How are you doing today? Yes. So, Deborah, where are you joining from? It's a snowy day here today, and I'm enjoying it. Good. I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. It's cold here, but it's nice here. We are. Oh, Zambia. Zambia. Oh, my God. You from Lusaka or where? Zambia. Zambia was Kenneth Counter. Yes, Kenneth Counter's great Kenneth Counter. What is the situation in Zambia right now? Well, I hope the country is stable now. Yes. Yes, Zambia produced one of Africa's greatest Pan-Africanists, Kenneth Kaunda. He was great. And he wrote so many books, including Zambia Shall Be Free. And Zambia was free. And he was president of Zambia for some years before he retired. We are surviving here. Okay, so what is the economy like right now? I know that for a few years ago, things were not. We are having some serious concerns there. Are the Chinese still like taking over the country, or you have brought normalcy to that place? Because it looks like one of the presidents like handed over the country to Chinese, and they come as usual, digging up and destroying everywhere unchallenged. Yes. So, and this is the reason why we Africans, especially the younger generation of Africans, must wake up. Must wake up. They have made their way here and they are causing trouble. I agree with you. I agree with you. It's the same thing everywhere. So for some time, our people have been sleeping. We need more Ibrahim Traores across Africa. We need more Thomas Sankara across Africa. We need more of the Tianis, yes. We need the Tianis, we need the phase, we need younger generation of Africans who understand the dynamics of what is taking place. So they will not auction our continent before the arrival of the next generation. Africa unite. Yes, Africa unite. And that is what we are saying. Africa must unite. And no time is better than now. We have to do it for our children. Those who took over from the likes of Kenneth Kaunda, they betrayed the continent by doing a direct opposite of what we were supposed to do. They put a torpedo on the wheel of progress of Africa. So we need to reinvent the wheel in our generation. And that is why we have been preaching, and we're not going to get tired until the African people wake up and start asking questions and demanding for their rights in their land and take over the ownership of their continent that is at a grave risk of a second colonization if care is not taken. We need to hurry up. Nigeria is in turmoil. Yes, a lot of work to be done. Yes, absolutely. And collectively too. So that is why I don't know if you're on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, I invite you guys to our Africa Unite, platform. Just check Africa Unite. You will see a circle with an African with a spear in his hand. If you're on Facebook, look for that. Join. We want to start a serious discussion about how we are going to get about expanding the scope of our work and bringing Africans, especially young African intellectuals, together to start advancing a cause, seriously, grassroots cause for the unification of Africa. If we can't put that together, we will talk all year round and nothing is done, as it has been the case before. But we mean action, we mean business. Africa got to unite because we own over 45% of the Earth's resources. We should not be the ones that everybody will be throwing aids to from what they stole from us. Yes, and I believe that with Donald Trump here in the United States, that he says he came with the mantra of justice, global justice. I am believing that if he means his words, he will be a good strategic partner that we can work with to ensure that the robbery going on in Africa is put to an end. So Africans will develop according to their own pace, with them as drivers of their own destiny. So we are looking forward to that. We are looking forward to that. And for Nigeria, where I come from, Nigeria is a huge disappointment. Big disappointment. If there is any reason why Africa is stuck, it is because of the tragedy of leadership in Nigeria. And that has to change. That is why we are sick. That is why we don't want a drug dealer to continue to wreck our continent. Because the drug dealer is just a gateway for those who want to jump on Africa and recolonize it for a second time. Yes, he doesn't stand for those things, and I don't think he will help at all. Well, let us see how it goes. In all, actually, we don't need his help. All we need is that, because there are companies who come from here to do the same thing that brought Africa on its nose. So that is why we must generate our own type of leadership to stand up. If we have people who stand on moral high ground, yes, those who come from outside will have no choice than to listen and do things the way we want it. Because what they do is plant They plant puppets across Africa. And that is why we need to unbundle Africa, dismantle all the artificial boundaries in Africa, and build a new Africa from scratch. Yeah, you say what that was what our founding fathers wanted. I'm talking about Kwame Nkrumah, Emperor Haile Selassie, Modibo Keita, Jomo Kenyatta, yes, and Kenneth Kaunda and the rest of them. That was what they wanted. They wanted all the artificial boundaries in Africa to melt away. So Africa would become one country, yes, under one government, yes, without borders, yes, with one economy, one currency, one reserve bank, and one military. You know the importance of that? Yes, even though we are a diversity of people who speak different tongues, but we are defined by one history. And if we have all this put together, we won't be having Boko Haram in Nigeria, because there will be a network of an African military force that will go and smoke them out. We won't be needing the help of France. We won't be needing the help of Imperial Europe. We won't be needing the help of anybody. China will not be coming to come out to tell us that they want to build infrastructure for us. You know how shameful and how disgraceful it is that the African Union building in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, was built by China. Yes, so where are our architects? Where are our engineers? It goes to tell you that we don't have the leadership that is capable of driving the destiny of Africa. So this is the reason why we must unite now. So if you are listening to me, if you are listening to me, now go on Facebook, look for Africa Unite. It is a group that I created not too long ago. It's growing steadily, but we want it to grow bigger than it is. And then get all Africans that you know to follow this channel, because this is the source where we will release all the news about happenings in Nigeria, Zambia, Kenya, everywhere, to the people of Africa and the world. Yes, that is a large amount of land to govern. Seems complicated for such a vast group of people to have all one government. Yes, it is possible. If Europe can build the European Union, there's no reason why we cannot build an African Union that exists beyond the rhetoric of a name. It is possible. It takes commitment. It takes patriotism. It takes understanding. Yeah, that is why we are looking for a young generation of people who will understand this concept. Once they understand it and put it in play, the rest of the people will follow through. And you will see, when the boundaries in Africa, because all African countries are fake countries. We did not sit down together to build the kind of countries that we have. That is why Africa is not working. It was a conscious creation by Imperial Europe that want that continent to remain a plantation for them, that they can come in and take whatever they want out of it. Now, their plan is to come there and occupy it for keeps. So are we going to go to sleep and allow them occupy the land, as vast as it is, and then reduce us as slaves as before on the soil? This is a question. It's a question of strategy. It can be done. It is commitment. It can be done. It is patriotism. It can be done because it is strategic. It can be done because it's a must right now. If we don't do it, we will be recolonized. And if we are recolonized for a second time, it will be a recolonization to eternity. Yes. Remember the Arabs colonized Africa and enslaved them for 700 years? 700 years of African history. Arab slavery. And after that ended, came European slavery for another 400 years. And a total of 1,100 years, African people enslaved. And then when they said that European slavery was over, what happened? They came back to colonize the continent. Colonization means enslave the people in their lands. All right? Make them look like they are the same people, right? And they were exploiting and taking everything away to develop their own countries, build their own economy, build their educational system. Then leave the African people what? Poorer than ever. And then they continue to create wars so that we continue to get distracted while they continue to loot. So this new thinking is about an 80-year-old thinking. Our forefathers had a huge foresight. They were visionary enough. I'm talking about the generation of Kwame Nkrumah, Modibo Keita, Sekou Toure, Emperor Haile Selassie, Abdel Nasser, Jomo Kenyatta, Julius Nyerere, Kenneth Kaunda, yes, and later Robert Mugabe, and the rest. And that was the spirit that infected Thomas Sankara, the spirit of Pan-Africanism. It can be done when the power is in the hands of those who know what to do with it. And that is why you hear Professor Lumumba speaking around Africa and around the world about this. It's a new consciousness. We should make it powerful. It is possible. It can work. The greatest obstacle as we stand is Nigeria. Nigeria in the hands of a drug dealer and a terrorist. And that's why we get rid of them, put Pan-African thinkers in place. Nigeria will drive. Yes. Then Africa will follow. So all those boundaries have to come down. What is the essence of having a small country like Togo? Togo that cannot stand the heat of one bullet, and it's over. They created all those confusion, and they gave them sovereignty that they know they cannot handle. We need a bigger Africa, a stronger Africa, a prosperous Africa with over 45% of the Earth's resources. Look, imagine the dream and see it coming true. You see the marvel of what the outcome, the big bang it is. And that is what is scared. The world is scared of. A united Africa is a threat, big threat. But we are not killers. We are not going to want to come and take what doesn't belong to us from elsewhere. We just want to unify our people so we can be happy and stop this trajectory of poverty, wars and everything. Yes, it should be done. It should be done. That is the new thinking. Thank you. I take very serious into account your opinion. Als, yes, that's a large amount of land to govern. Seems complicated for such a vast group of people to have all one government. Yes, you know, Africa is the largest block of countries in the United Nations. Now, I want to ask a question. This is one of the things that we'll be talking to Donald Trump about. What is the reason having such a number of countries that come every September to cry about the pains in their countries when they don't have a voice in the United Nations Security Council? Is that fair? 5 countries are the ones running the affairs of the world. The largest bloc doesn't have anyone speaking for it. That's not fair. Yes, there is need now for urgent need, and it's compelling for the democratization of the United Nations to accommodate an African voice, to accommodate the voice, the presence of Africa that will be there when decisions affecting the world is made. Yes, so this is part of the thinking now, because we cannot continue to be these errand boys. We cannot continue to be these crybabies. But we supply everything that is needed in the world, for the world to move forward. You and I are communicating right now. You and I are communicating right now through the cellular phone. But you know why it is possible? The only thing that makes the cell phone work, what is making the cell phone work, is found in Democratic Republic of Congo. Yes, that is the only place on earth where it is found. But go to that country. The country does not have up to 300 miles of paved roads. And 1/4 of that country lives in IDP camps. You know what IDP camps mean? Internally displaced people's camps, because of an unnecessary war going on in their country. Who are those promoting this war? Foreign corporations. Yes, from foreign powers. Yes, whose economy is dependent on the exploitation of Africa and the African people. So you imagine if Congo has control of its minerals, you know what that place will be. And you know the impact it will have on Africa. Are you aware that African countries don't even trade enough among themselves? They trade better with China. They trade better with the United States. They trade better with France. Can you imagine France controlling the economy and destiny of 14 African countries that they call their ex-colonies? And you see the reason why they are being kicked out everywhere from Africa. So Africa must unite. Without that number, we are not going to go anywhere. Without that number, we will not develop. Without that number, without a capacity, we'll be like worm. Take Israel, for instance. Israel is roughly a little bit over 10 million people. Because they have capacity, they can wage wars against the entire Arab world. Yes, don't you see them? Small. Capacity is crucial to the survival of any people. Nigeria is the way it is right now because Nigeria has no capacity. Zambia is the way it is because Zambia does not have capacity. It does not mean that they don't have what it takes to build that capacity. But the leadership needed to build the capacity is not there. The leadership in African countries are always imposed from outside. So this is the reason why. And you know what? This broadcast is really timely. I did not intend to expand it as far as I'm doing right now. But Marcus Garvey, the spirit of Marcus Garvey, can do anything. And that is why every one of you who is listening to me today, you must take this message somewhere, share it, bring other people to our channel, because all we do is speak the truth to issues concerning Nigeria, Africa, and the world, with reference to how it will impact us as a people. So this is the reason why we want Africa to unite. It's not fair the way we are treated. It's not fair that we don't have anybody speaking for us. It is not fair that even when we have those who are supposed to be speaking for us, they are overwhelmed by what? Inferiority complex. And these foreign powers know, like what Europe is doing in Africa, especially with Nigeria. Bola Ahmed Tinubu used to live in the United States, where I live right now. He lived in Illinois. He was a drug dealer, commercial drug dealer. He was prosecuted here in the United States. Now, he did plea bargain. He was made to pay nearly 500,000 US dollars. He paid to them, and then they asked him to leave the country. He paid in order not to go to jail. Then he left here, a criminal. He left here, a criminal who has sold drugs that killed thousands of Americans, destroyed millions of American families. He went to Nigeria. He became a senator. From a senator, he became a governor, two-term governor, 8 years. From there, he started expanding his funds and ultimately forced himself on the people of Nigeria with the backing of some corrupt people in the north of Nigeria, driven by the hypocrisy of religion. Yes. And they forced him on the presidency of Nigeria through the back doors in an election that he did not win. He lost so badly in that election. In the middle of the night, when Nigerians were sleeping, they announced a result. The following day, he was already moved into the defense house, which is near to the seat of power. Before we knew it, they coronated him as the president of Nigeria. In fact, one bloody fool that called himself the Sultan of Sokoto vowed and blackmailed, intimidated the people of Nigeria that nobody could stop the installation of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president of Nigeria. And they had their way. And you know what they called it? They call it Muslim ticket. They vowed and boasted that they were going to Islamize Nigeria and put Nigeria in the hands of Muslims. The rogue president of Nigeria today is a Muslim. His vice president is another Muslim. Not because I care. What I care about as an activist is citizenship. But in Nigeria, people don't understand this concept of citizenship and nationhood. They are better representatives of religion, foreign religions that were brought in to divide us and make us idiots, change our ideas and concept of the understanding of the Almighty God. Yes, that is the trouble with Africa. And that is why, yes, that is why we must change our mindset. God is universal. God is not a white man, and God is not an Arab. But they put this in our head. Why should I be praying to God in Latin, in Spanish, and in Arabic? Yes, they changed all that, and made us idiots. They they made Africa a battleground for their civilization. We abandon our civilization and then become combatants. Yes, combatants of the European and Arab civilization. Shame on us, and this is what must change. Yes, I love God. I am not somebody who does not love God. I worship God in my own way as an African because that is the connection. Yes, God is not stupid for making us the way he made us. But God did not tell us that we should surrender our sovereignty and our rights, basic human right that he gave to us. I mean, right to life, right to choice, right to freedom of expression, right to freedom of association, right to freedom of worship. It's a worship, right to freedom of worship, and right to self-determination. And you know what? Colonialism, imperialism, and all the ism and schism, globalization, apartheid came and then reduced us to nobody. Now we are like schizophrenics, battling to know who we are. We don't know who we are. We are in a race against ourselves. And this is what must change. I speak to you today on this special day that Joe Biden, really, I am so happy and I'm so thankful that something came into whoever convinced him to take this historic act that a lot of presidents of the United States who knew the truth refused to do. He did it. Man, that is massive. That is massive. Biden will go down in history, yes, for that singular act of decriminalizing Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And by decriminalizing him, he decriminalized all of us. You know what it takes in certain places around the world? When an African is there, you are viewed as a criminal before even doing anything right or wrong. You are viewed as a nobody. But look at this now. Look at the pride. Look at the honor. Look at the dignity that is restored. So this is a moment that we must run with. This is a moment that we should celebrate. This is a moment. I am celebrating this much more than anything. This is a great day. Yesterday, for that singular act that Joe Biden did against all odds. I never even thought about it. I've read so much about how Marcus Garvey was framed here in the United States for mail fraud. Yeah, because they wanted to bring him down for standing up and challenging the system. Yes. 100 years after, one man erased that. So the chains over the black man's neck is completely shattered. Now it is in our hands to do something positive with it. To come to anywhere with audacity and demand for what belongs to us. We don't care wherever it is on the surface of the earth. But starting from Africa, where we come from, we must not allow anybody, we must not allow any power, no matter how powerful that power is, to come and be telling us what we should be doing in our continent. Yes, unless we are acting as equal partners, standing toe to toe and head to head. Yeah, that is what we need now in Africa. Thank you, Joe Biden. And we celebrate Marcus Garvey. Thank you, all of you who took your time to join this broadcast. I am coming with my next broadcast and talking about the broadcast that will be looking at everything Donald Trump said yesterday. And he's riding high now. We're going to hold him to account, as president of the United States. Thank you very much. I love you all. And don't give up. Never give up. I don't care what your situation is. Don't ever give up. Like Bob Marley said, never give up the fight. You see, Marcus Garvey never gave up. Yes, they jailed him. They jailed him. He was put in prison for an offense he never committed. He was jailed. They jailed him. When they jailed him, they gave him an option to either remain in jail or go back to Jamaica. Then he accepted to go to Jamaica and then went back. Hey, Ziggy! Yes, so he went back to Jamaica, and then, but his legacy will never die. You know what? This is like, how will I put this? I'm trying to get the best word to use. Yes. Somebody who rose from dead. Yes. That is what it is. This is a lift in the African spirit. And I tell you what, Africa will unite. Bye for now.